President Bola Tinubu has approved the return of a delegation of Islamic leaders to Niger Republic for another round of dialogue with the coup leaders in Niger. The president gave his backing when the Ulamas, led by Sheikh Bala Lau, visited the presidential villa in Abuja. TVC State House correspondent Femi Akonde has details.
President Bola Tinubu, as chairman of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government, have been comprehensively briefed by the Council of Ulamas in Nigeria after their two most recent visits to Niger Republic. President Tinubu told the Ulamas that he is at the forefront of a peaceful resolution of the crisis, even in the midst of more hawkish individuals urging swifter interventions. President Tinubu pledged that ECOWAS will remain steadfast in its commitment to diplomatically engaging with all stakeholders and will seek a peaceful resolution to the impasse in Niger Republic.
The Council of Ulamas have returned to the President for the second time to give a report on their ongoing dialogue with the military junta and other stakeholders in Niger Republic. They have briefed Mr. President about the situation. And the effort is still ongoing. Mr. President has listened to them. They will continue this dialogue. Mr. President is interested in exploring peaceful options in this, but nothing is off the table. He has asked the Ulamas to continue their dialogue, and they will continue to do that.
And we are still going back there to ensure that through amicable way, through peaceful way, as spiritual leaders, we'll be able to do and contribute what we can be able to do. What we want is we don't want war. We want peace to reign in our region. So may Allah continue to bless His Excellency the President for giving us this opportunity. And we want serious prayers, fervent prayers from the entire, community.
The Ulamas also requested that the federal government monitors the distribution of palliatives to states and also ensure the purpose is not defeated. President Tinubu promised them that more palliatives are coming for micro, small and medium enterprises nationwide. He also appealed to state governments to ensure transparency and accountability in the distribution and management of these palliatives.
Still in Abuja, in a bid to prevent further collapse of buildings in the Federal Capital Territory, the minister, Nyesom Wike, has directed that buildings without proper approval within the nation's capital be demolished. This statement of intent was made during his visit to the scene of a building collapse on Lagos Street in Garki Village, Abuja. Maria Mohammed has details.
Lagos Street, Garki Village, is a down-to-earth indigenous part of the FCT. Its residents witnessed the collapse of a two-story building around 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday during a heavy downpour. The incident, which claimed the lives of friends and neighbors and left many injured. The FCT Emergency Management Agency and other stakeholders swung into action in a rescue process that saw 37 persons dug out of the rubble, with 35 persons injured and currently receiving treatment, while 2 deaths were recorded.
The FCT did not give approval for that building, and people just go and build without approval, and so they cut corners. And as soon as this is noticed, the integrity of all other buildings will definitely be tested.
Juliana Ubong, a shop owner at the collapsed plaza, narrowly escaped being trapped and is grateful for her life despite the properties she lost.
After the close of business of the day, as I was going back to my house, I received a phone call that our plaza collapsed. And it wasn't just up to 10 minutes that I left the plaza.
The FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, dropped by the scene and applauded ongoing rescue efforts. The building collapse strengthens his resolve to demolish all buildings within the FCT without proper building approval. He says the owner of the building will be identified and arrested. The FCT will also raise funds to pay the hospital bills of those who are rescued.
So it is for everybody to support government. I know sometimes government decisions may not be too comfortable to be too palatable, but it's for the interest of everybody. And so I've told the permanent secretary Now we have to take action to see that that settlement is done and government take the whole area and plan it out.
Investigations are still ongoing as to what caused the building collapse, but it is likely to boil down to non-compliance with building regulations during constructions and substandard items used.
And you can hardly ascertain if the structure has a building plan.
Authority figures were also present to offer support.
The agencies should also have a process in which they go regularly to evaluate old buildings.
Ari Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
The Nigerian Bar Association has joined the call for justice in the killing of Alafuru Peterside, a father of 3, by a police officer in Port Harcourt. 3 weeks after the fatal shooting, the family laments the failure of the police authorities to provide answers or bring the defaulting officer to book. Senior correspondent Uche Okoro has details.
As the clock ticks and the days roll by, hope for justice fades for the Peterside family. One of them was gunned down by a police officer outside the restaurant in unclear circumstances while his wife and children watched. Justice for them is to hold the man who pulled the trigger responsible for his actions, which they insist were unprovoked.
I only pray to God to help heal us all. But for me, it's a very hard pill to swallow. Very hard pill to swallow. I know we all must someday leave this world, but not this way. Not this way. There was no confrontation, there was no altercation, nothing.
An air of sadness now hovers over what was once a happy family. They are taking it one day at a time as they wait for the police to match words with action in their promise to conduct a thorough investigation.
The whole burden is now on me. My aged parents are there. My father is sick, my mother is sick. We're all going around trying to take care of them. How many are we? Nothing. Only God. My mother can't sleep. She's been crying every day.
For the Nigerian Bar Association, the response of the police so far leaves a lot to be desired.
There should be a public address from the Commissioner of Police, Rivers State, addressing this matter comprehensively. And also the efforts the police is making as a force to address the issue and ensure that adequate compensation and justice are, done for the family and also meted out to the culprits.
While they grieve, the family and other stakeholders are also advocating regular training for police officers on the use of firearms and the deployment of force in the line of duty. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.